When casting a zig, just make sure the hook length's laid out behind you and the hook's free on the floor or in a cup. Just cast it out with an overhead cast, feathering the lead down to the lake. That takes out the risk of any tangle. Now it's taking any bar out of the line. Then set the rods with the bobbin fairly tight. Well, that was take. It's only just the bobbin just dropped to the floor before moving up to the rod blank. You never get any screamers. Just lean into the fish, no need to strike its head off. Just reel down and set the hook. The zig rig's basically just any normal bolt rig with a few little adjustments. The main one being a long, supple hook length. On that you use a pop-up bait so it sits above the lead from the lake bed. Use inline leads and tubing because then you have less chance of a tangle, whereas using lead core and clip, more tangle points. I've got the fish under the rod tip now. You just need to keep everything going slowly, keep it all smooth. If you start trying to pull it in, the lead will just start bouncing around and the chances of a hook pull are increased. Make sure you set your clutch fairly loose under the rod tip, because if it starts thrashing around then you can soon lose it due to the lead flying. It's up on the surface now. Just wallowing around on the surface, so any minute now it should go straight in the net. Of course, no real problem under the rod tip. Here we go, nice and easy. Straight in. Well, that's not got a belly on it, has it? Spodding is basically a way to get a big bed of bait out from any distance, from within the margin to up to 80 odd yards or further, depending on how far you can cast. Principle, all it is, it's a rocket, hollow inside, and what you do, fill it up with bait, cast it out. It's got a buoyant nose cone, so it'll hit the water, tip up, and all the bait falls straight out onto your spot. The mix I'm using today, hemp seed, sweet corn, and quite a few maggots in there too. And all you have to do is fill the spot up. You want it about 3/4 full. If you fill it up too much, when you cast you lose a lot of bait from coming out the back end, and that'll land near your feet, which is no good. Right, the rod kind of things. Big spods like this need a proper specialised spod rod. This is a 4 1/4 pound test curve, and that can handle spods up to about 10 ounce. You're right using a normal carp rod if you're using things such as pocket rockets. And then for the reel, main line, just £10 mono. But then, as you can see, it's thicker line here. That's a £40 shock leader, which takes the strain when you're casting out a heavy spod. Otherwise, the weak main line straight through will snap straight away. I'm clipped up to the spot, which I'm fishing over. So once you cast, you aim for a far bank marker. Then when the spod hits the clip, you know it's bang on the money. Alright, so put this one out, and then we'll go from there. There we go, hit the clip with that. Once you've spotted it out, you need to leave it in there for about 5 seconds before giving it a jolt on the rod to make sure all the bait's come out of the spod. You have to repeat that over until you've got what you think is a reasonable bed of bait down. Now to put this out.
Courtney, go. Can you take it?
Right, take this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just went to cast out the other rod. The left hand rod was from the same area, started to rip off. It's not going too well. Still got the spod rod out there, so I need to get that out of the way. You take that, get the cameraman to get that out of the way. Go to the rifle station. Put that out of the way and then get behind the camera. Hopefully more.
What's landing it?
There we go, straight in. That should come straight out. There we go. Again, popped up fake corn. Another nice fish, probably 11 and a half by the looks of it. Get it straight back, no need to weigh it. Straight away. Lake and fishing today is a gravel pit, so as you'd expect there's a lot of gravel features out in the lake, ranging from, there's one bar that runs the whole length of the lake, but today I'm only fishing to a small gravel patch about the size of a car, about 30 yards out. Put both rods onto that area. So I've got one last spod full I'm going to put on, then put the baited rig right next to the spod, so no, it's bang on the money. Out goes the last one. There we go, that's hit the clip, so it's the right distance. Now I'm putting this down, putting the baited rig on top of it. The rig I'm using is just 2 pieces of fake corn, popped up 2 inches off the bottom, coated braid hook link, and a 2 ounce lead, and a safety clip with a 3-foot lead core leader. Now to put this next to the spot. Bang on. A real thing. Right, I've hooked another fish off that gravel patch at close range, just spotting out particles again. Same as last one, took the bait within about, I don't know, a minute of casting. Didn't even set the bobbin. Feels like it's weeded though, so just have to play it a bit. Got him out the weed bed now, so there's only one weed bed over to the right, so if I keep him away from that, I'll have no other problems.
What's landing it?
Here's another fish from that spotted area, close in one, right hand rod. As you can see, it's nice and linear. So put it in the sling and see how much it weighs. The sling's already wet and the scales are adjusted to it, so there's no faffing around needed. Keeping the fish low to the mat in case it flaps. Check the scales again. Lift the fish a tiny bit off the mat. There's the weight, 13 pounds 8. There we go, nice mid-double linear mirror. I'll get it back now. We'll get one last look at the fish and then get her straight back. There we go, nice linear with taste rubber corn. Got a face with him, Brett?
Good foot, mate.
Sorry, like that. Done?
Yeah, put it.
Get her back now. Support it in the water. As if that wasn't enough, later on in the session, when the memory card and the camera ran out, I went on to bag a scaly mirror of bang on £13, along with a few more mid-double mirrors up to just below £18, all falling to rubber corn.